So welcome to Microcurrent with me. Today we're going to be focusing on using gloves first and then the lift. If you don't have gloves and you're just using the lift, you can create the same type of scenario. Let me grab one of my lifts. So a lot of times when we use the lift, or the gloves, we're working on the fascia, the connective tissue. If you're doing that with the lift, you can still do it. You're just going to anchor and just use the same amount of pressure, a 1 or 2 or a 3. When I talk about pressures 1, 2, or 3, 1 is very, very light. And that's really more of a lymphatic. So like sinuses, it's something you can, we're kind of using a 1, we're brushing. When we're working a 2, I'm taking that tool, whether it be the lift, the anma, or the glove, and I'm kind of like, imagine placing your hand on a pillow top mattress and you're pressing down the pillow top to the mattress. And we're kind of pressing the connective tissue to the muscle. And then we're moving and we're stretching. Now, when you do stuff like that, sometimes you feel like maybe a slight burn, especially if you're doing it slow. And that burning feeling is very, very similar that if you were sitting on the floor with your legs straight out and then you bent down and you went to the point of resistance and you felt that kind of burning, that burn is that fascia remodeling and stretching. And we're doing that same type of remodeling and stretching, but on the face, and we're manipulating that tissue with our hands. So that's kind of what we're working on when we're at a level 2. When we go to a level 3, we're really digging in. And today, we're going to work the level 3 in the scalp. There's a plastic surgeon, Dr. Kao, in the Pacific Palisades, I think it's Kao, and he does what's called the Ponytail Facelift. His whole facelift is based off of the scalp. And when you really kind of go into stretching and releasing in here, you feel such a significant just release and blood flow in the scalp. So I wanted to start out, if you have just your fingertips, if you have the anma, however you want to start. We're not going to use this part with microcurrent because some people, it makes them dizzy. So you can kind of take your fingers to right underneath your ears and you feel this ledge in here. And I want you just to kind of, at a level 3, I want you to press in to those ears. And now I want you to lift up. And it's as though that you're just trying to release that tissue. And we're just going to kind of hold this in here. I want you to just close your eyes and help your body release and relax. Just kind of taking a deep, deep breath, going in and out. I'm going to close my door real quick. All days, my cleaning lady decides to come early. She never comes early, but today she's here plenty early. So we're going to go in. We're just going to lift up. And as we do this, I want you to sit up straight. Posture has so much to do with it. Go ahead and engage your abdominal muscles. Just kind of lifting and feel like you just want to just move that scalp tissue. We're just kind of lifting that up. Let's just hold for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to come up to the temple areas like you have a stress headache. And I want you to kind of hold in there. And now we're going to kind of go to the back of the head, not so much to the crown. We're just really lifting up all of this. If you're just ever going out and you're just like, God, I look so tired. Like, what can I do? This is just something that really does just give you kind of a nice facelift. It's just lifting up, releasing all of that tension that's blocking the blood flow in the scalp area. We're just kind of holding this up. As you're working the temples, try relaxing the jaw. Relax the jaw. See how they intertwine. They work so well together. Just dropping out that jaw. Now kind of take your hands a little bit further up into the scalp, kind of anchoring, and we're just kind of lifting up in that area. Really lifting up. You might even try bending your head forward while you're lifting. Because remember, fascia is omnidirectional. It's constantly remodeling and moving as we do. Taking a deep breath. And lastly, I want you to come up to the forehead, right in the crown. I want you just to pull back. If it's easier to kind of come back this way, if it's easier to kind of get in there, but release all of the tension in that crown area. Just massaging. If you have grandkids or you have kids, when you touch kids' heads, it's so pliable and cushiony, and ours just gets so hard, and it's just that fascia. That's why the anma feels so good in the scalp. And as you kind of are massaging that area, let's come back down to the occipital. Stick your thumbs right into that occipital area, right into the little pockets. And start to kind of move your head in that area, massaging all in there, lifting up. Lifting up. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of taking it on the two sides of the cervical vertebrae. I'm lifting. And so as I lift that up, I'm kind of bringing my head forward. And you can start to feel just really stretching out this whole area. And keep moving. And just pressing in there. And if you're ready, go ahead and get your gloves on. You always want to have the insulating gloves inside the electric or the microcurrent gloves.
Do you wash your hair with the regular Anma? The top?
No, because I have hair extensions, but I always tell my shampoo gal she should do that.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna put you on mute because we're taping this, and I just want to keep it right to the microcurrent. Go ahead and get your gloves ready. I'm using the Lift version that we're pretty excited about. I'm going to meet with Tony. We've made it stronger than the Pico toner because this is really going to be meant for the facial contouring massage. It fits with the pads, it fits with gloves, and there are 4 new programs that we've been demoing and trying, and super excited. So I'm going to start out with program 2, and I like it fairly high, so I'm going to use it about 55. And what I want you to do is I want you to lean your head back. So all the way back, I want you to take your hands underneath your chin, and I want you to pull down. So you're here, I want you to pull down. So I've got 4 fingers placed under the chin. My head is tilted all the way back, assuming that your neck is okay and this isn't uncomfortable in any way. Pull it back, fingertips under the jaw, and pull down. all the way. Feel the stretch in the hyoid. One of the best postures in yoga is camel. Releases that lymphatic, gets rid of the puffiness, going all the way down underneath the collarbone. Feel that stretch. And release. Let's do that again. We're going to stretch this all down. I talk about it all the time. These neck muscles contract, and this contraction bunches up all of the connective tissue. And this bunching is what makes the face all puffy. So really feel that stretch. And we're going underneath. We're going almost to the middle of the breastbone, all the way from the under the jaw, because that's all of a one band. Releasing that hyoid muscle, releases the jaw, dragging the fingers down, probably to level 2, where you feel the stretch or the need to stretch, linger there a little bit longer. And as you get down towards the collarbone, try projecting the jaw forward, stretching out the bottom teeth. Now feel the difference on those plasma or the platysma bands. Going down, stretching the collarbone, now down. Feel the difference. Feel the fingers on the chest and how you feel the pull all the way up underneath that jaw. And relax, and let's go back. Let's massage that cervical vertebrae. Massage the trapezius muscles in there, the sternocleidomastoid. Bringing blood into that area, and then choose a side. And let's go ahead, and I'm kind of got my fingers up to where the trapezius muscle hits the occipital. And I'm just going to stretch. I'm just doing a nice stagnant stretch, moving my head to the side. And again, I want you to play around with the muscles, as that platysma band goes down below the collarbone. So much of the success of microcurrent lies in the releasing and the prepping for the lift. Getting a nice stretch. Now bring your head back to the straight position, kind of going to the belly of the platysma muscle. And let's kind of going up. And this time we're going to extend our jaw up in the air, our head back, just like we were stretching out. And we're going to follow that hand all the way up underneath that cheekbone. And as you begin to finish this movement, follow your hand all the way up to the temple area. And now let's choose kind of the middle of the chin and the mentalis, kind of that area, kind of lengthening. And as we lengthen, we're tilting our head back, coming up to that mentalis, pulling down. Feel the stretch. Don't you see how just the muscles along the décolleté, how they affect the face? Can you feel that pull? As we hydrate and stretch and release, Our faces just naturally lift higher. We don't have the tension. And following the fingertips all the way up under the cheek. Go ahead and go over your eye into the scalp. And let's go to the other side, kind of back behind that ear. We're going to stretch, and as we stretch, we're going to tilt our head the opposite direction towards the shoulder and just feel that stretch. And like I was getting ready to go out on Saturday night, and I put on just really kind of neat, romantic, sexy music. And it was fun getting ready just to be a woman. And so kind of as you're doing this, I want you to sit back into your feminine spirit. I want you to sit back into that sexy, kind of beautiful feeling of being a woman. And just relax and stretch into that. Let go of being a mother, let go of being a wife, let go of being perfect. I want you just to feel that sexy kind of love for yourself. And when you're practicing this during the week, find the songs. I had to literally dig back to the 80s because I'm going to tell you the 90s and the 2000s music is just so angry. You might even have to go to the 70s, but it's kind of whatever your genre is that you like and remember. Now we're going to kind of come up again to the middle of the neck. Go my fingertips in, and we're going to stretch. We're going to go all the way back. Taking a deep breath. Just really feel that stretch. All the way. Moving the hand down the décolleté. Feel that stretch even all the way down the décolleté, all the way up the jaw. Stretching up. Feeling it. And as you take your fingers up, let them travel up to the cheekbone, finishing up the platysma, all the way up to the temples. Relaxing, releasing all of that tension in the face. And then coming to the mentalis section, kind of anchoring at that belly, coming up, leaning the head back. And as you're moving along, pay particular attention to where you feel the need to linger or hold the movement. My space might not be your space. So key into where you need to release. Bringing the jaw forward, stretching out the hyoid muscles even more. Stretching out. And we're going up. So while we're working this on level 2 or what machine you're using, or is we're really hydrating the fascia. And it's so important that the tissue stays hydrated because that's what the muscle moves around in. Imagine just tissue that's a lot of cross-linking and it's dried out and it's fibrous, and kind of imagine that environment and the muscle trying to reacclimate to a position or plumping, versus if we release the tissue and we hydrate the tissue, now the body and the muscles release and lift. So in doing this type of pre-warm-up with the fascia, we're really able to lift with the lift much faster. So now I'm going to anchor underneath that jawline, and I'm just going to kind of go up, and now I'm just going to hold. Just doing a stagnant hold. And if I'm holding underneath the jaw and I'm holding the cheek, it's the beauty of working with gloves. We can cover so much real estate. And now we're going to combine the movement again. As I tilt my head back, I'm going to pull my hands in opposite directions. So I'm tilting back and then moving up. And we're going to do this in 5 movements for 5 counts, okay? So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. And for 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. I'm going to do 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Last time. Traveling up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Now look at yourself in the face. Look at the difference between the 2 sides. We don't want to be lopsided, so let's go to the other side. Underneath the jaw, placing your hands on the face, holding, kind of establishing that current, and leaning back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. And going back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. Last time. Going up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. And we're going to bring our bottom hand up to underneath the chin. We're going to do the same idea. We're holding underneath. And we're just going to go kind of, if we were to block off the face in sections, we have section 1, section 2, section 3. So we're going to hold underneath the cheekbone, and we're going to go up 5 movements per each one. And we're going to hold. And we're going to go up 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 2, 3, 4, and 5. Up 2, 3, 4, and 5. Up 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to go right underneath to the eye. I love this movement because in my mind, so much tension in these zygomatics always working, right? So I love to kind of go underneath however you like. And it's like we're just kind of releasing. So we're just making little movements around that cheekbone, okay? So you can hold it however you want. And we're releasing up 2, 3, 4, 1, up, 2, 3, 4, 2, up, 2, 3, 4, 3, up, 2, 3, 4, 4, up, 2, 3, 4, 5, coming over to almost kind of the cherry of the zygomatic, kind of up, 2, 3, 4, 1. Your guys' placement looks really good. Up, 2, 3, 4, 2. Up, 2, 3, 4, 3. Up, 2, 3, 4, 4. Last one, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to kind of go now to the corner of the nose. And we're just going to go up 2, 3, 4 to the corner of the brow. Up 2, 3, 4, corner of the brow. Up 2, 3, 4, up. Last one, up 2, 3, 4, up. Before we go to the other side, let's put our fingers right to the edge of the nose and let's just kind of move to the side for 1, 2, 3, 4, and last one. And then we're going to go to the corner of the mouth with one hand. We're going to go to the zygomatics. Stretch 2, 3, 4, 5. Stretch 2, 3, 4, 5. Stretch 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Stretch 2, 3, 4, 5. And along the jawline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's go to the other side. Holding, and we're going up towards the temple and up. 2, 3, 4. We're going up. Just kind of feel and release. While you're doing this, I really just want you to think about relaxing. Remove all of that tension right now. Quit thinking about your day. Quit thinking about your to-do list. Quit thinking about what you should be doing instead of doing this right now. Holding underneath that cheek, coming up, over that cheekbone and lifting up. All of that tension is involuntary. Those thoughts are involuntary muscle contractions in the face. So right now, I just want you to feel and be present with the movement. It's all you have to do. Just sit back, breathe, and relax. Nothing is that important right this second. And moving towards the belly of the zygomatics, coming up, going over, up, going over, up, and going over. Last one, and going over, and towards the front, going up, all the way up to the eyebrow, up, and 2, relaxing that tension, up. And last one. I'm going to go to the corner of the nose, going out and brushing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All this time we're nourishing the skin with the little hydrogen, giving the cell the energy, metabolizing, hydrating the fascia, going down the nose, all the way, kind of stretching into that area. Just feel the tissue, just feel as though you're just clearing out all the extra fluid, the sinuses, various toxins, sugars. We're going to have this new challenge coming up. I really am excited for you to take more of an approach to the challenge, incorporating a little bit more attention to what you're feeding your body, spirit. Going out for 3, 2, last one. And coming down to that jaw area, brushing out 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks good. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of brushing. Now let's just kind of go around the eye. I want you to hold up above the eye. Let's just kind of follow in the arch of the eyebrow. And now let's kind of pinch. I want you to pinch and pull. This is obviously a level 3. So I'm really pinching the tension area. You're going to know where it's tender. You got tension there. So let's just massage this area. We're going to be lifting it soon enough, but right now we're just massaging it, letting that current get through. And just kind of holding it. You can kind of see even the little pulses in my brow. I'm going to go over to the procerus, kind of pitching in that procerus, the gabrella area. Coming over to the other brow, lifting, I'm literally lifting that muscle on that tissue, letting that current run through it. It's very similar to when we work in the inside of the mouth, we get the benefit of really hitting those tissues, you know, all the way through. And we'll be doing a lot of that in the microcurrent challenge, really working the inside of the mouth, releasing and lifting, buccal massage, zygomatics. And kind of brush it around, getting that current. Now I just want you at a level 3. I want you, just like you did your scalp, going into that frontalis muscle and go all the way into that scalp. If you were giving yourself a forehead lift, feel the ridge in that forehead, really going in. Kathy, you have such a nice pace. I'm watching how you just really are going at a nice, slow pace. It looks good. Margaret, you're doing really amazing as well, kind of going up into that area, really warming up that tissue. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and switch over. If you have the lift, we're going to go to the lifting portion. We've warmed up our face. Take a look at your face. Just by releasing tension and working the fascia, you really get a lift. Now we're going to go in on a different current, one that's designated for plumping and building the tone in the muscle and lifting. And we're going to do it with the other tool. So go ahead and prep. While you guys are prepping, I'm going to talk to you kind of about a new line I found. And if you have the capability, and I'm not a rep for it, it's just something I'm super excited about. It's called elastin, and it is a peptide. And what it does is it actually goes in and it clears up the collagenase in the skin. So whenever you go out into the sun, there's like a little enzyme, an MNP, and kind of goes in and it just munches up all the collagen and it breaks the collagen. And that's kind of what creates the collapse of scaffolding. And then you go in and you do certain treatments like microcurrent and microneedling, where we're trying to rebuild and regenerate collagen through protein synthesis. But we have all this clutter in the skin, so to speak, that the collagen kind of grows around it. And this peptide actually goes in and it clears out the debris. So the reformation of the collagen is actually more efficient. So for estheticians, they can. I want you to kind of check it out and see if you can open an account, because it is a really great product. I have opened an account. I'm going to be offering it and kind of in the thing if you guys want to purchase it and try it before if you can't get a rep or where your area is. I'm going to put on my gel. Microcurrent gel, you have to use that when you use the probe. I wish there was a way we didn't have to do that, because I'm just not a gooey gel fan, but it's just what you got to do when you have probes. You need to make sure the skin has enough that it doesn't sting. You can always mist your face throughout. Going in. And when you are ready, throw your program. On program 1 or whatever machine you're doing that's suitable for lifting. And we're going to start at the platysma. We're just going to hold, or the sternocleidomastoid. And we're doing this, it's actually too high. We're just kind of holding and toning. Now just kind of lift. Again, I like to lengthen, even though we're using a build program, okay? What it really means is they say build because we want to say muscle, but what it really means is the depth of this current is working the muscle. So whether we work the muscle in a stretching fashion or we work the muscle in a tightening and contracting fashion, this current is reaching the muscle. So we're just kind of ironing out. I'm definitely pulling down and I'm lifting and I'm still stretching my face. So when I'm letting the current reach the muscle, creating action potentials in the sarcomeres of those fibers, but I'm lengthening at the same time. Now coming over, lengthening up. And going back, and really go back all the way. Toning, just bringing energy to that muscle. So it's not flaccid. So again, I'm not contracting and shortening. I'm using the movements, stretching, and the program for muscle to create long muscles, kind of like a Pilates move, right? We're lengthening. Now coming up to the other side. And to the side of the neck. Pulling down, making sure we're still getting lots of stretch. Feeling that glide. What I love about the lift is it's just like the perfect space in between the positive and the negative. You're really getting optimal conduction. And again, we're going to go back over what we did. So we're stretching and lengthening, going up, just like we were doing with the gloves. Leaning your head back, pulling down on the décolleté. Lengthening that tissue. Every now and then I just dip my lift in a shallow bowl of water to kind of create more glide if my gel is getting sticky. Going over, lifting all the way in the back towards the occipital, lifting all the way up. I'm going to go right over one more time, all the way to the other side. Toning, energizing that muscle, creating ATP. And to the side. Going up. Feeling. Go all the way back. And now I want you to, as you're going up, I'm going to switch my hands. You can see I'm going up. Now I'm going to turn and go up behind that ear, just like I'm giving myself a neck lift. And I'm going to hold 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to come back up again, going up 2, 3, 4, 5, and turn. Lifting up 2, 3, 4, 5, and turn. Last time, up 2. Don't want that to happen. It's going to restart my computer. No. I hope it doesn't, guys. If then my computer restarts automatically, I'll have to see what. Now let's go to the other side. Up 2, 3, 4, and turn. Up 2, 3, 4, and turn. Uma, do you have a question? 2, 3, 4, and turn.
Sorry, I don't know how that came up.
That's okay. 2, 3, 4, and turn. Last time. Up 2, 3, 4, and turn. Now we're going to go again, still working the neck. We're going to go up to the jawline. You can see how the blood flow is coming up to the jawline, and we're going to hold. And this is what I love. We just can hold right here. Kind of holding. Can turn it around if you like. For some reason, I like to start with the 4 electrodes. And I've got the current going in all of those kind of like acupuncture points. And then I go to 2 key right in that chin. And then I just like to drag all the way out. Let's do that again. Holding. Pivoting. dragging. Let's do that one more time. Holding, pivoting, and dragging. Nice, and we're going to come up now, right into the buccinator rissosaurus area. Holding right at the corner of that mouth. Just hold it with the two, and let's just pull back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're holding right there. Let's do that again. Corner of the mouth. Now pulling back. Nice. And back to the masseter. Now we're going to go up, kind of right in between the zygomatics. You can feel the tension difference, or the strength difference when you're just using the two. You can use 4. Sometimes that's just like a nice, it's one of my favorite, just those 4 when I'm working on people. I love that. What we're doing while we're holding is we're just kind of creating the connection. So you've got the positive and the negative sandwiching in a horizontal or a vertical fashion. So the current is going between these two this way. And I've got the 4. So I'm really kind of working the belly of the zygomatic right now. And now I'm going to turn this. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a different positive negative connection. So it's like a cross hatching. And as I do that, I'm going to drag it out now, all the way out. And now I'm right at that cheekbone against my ear. It's more of the origin of the muscle. Now let's go ahead and just do the eye area, just setting the 4 corners. You know, the bicularis oculi is a sphincter muscle, so when we close it, it goes in. This is one of the best ways to work that whole muscle without compromising. So we're going in and we're just feeding that muscle energy, that tissue. Then let's take it all the way out. Now you've got it 2 key acupuncture points, and you're out by the side. And when you work acupuncture points with microcurrent, acupuncture points are like meridians, and it's kind of like a signaling through the whole body. And so not only are you working the location at hand, but it's also going through the whole body. It's being carried to different things for digestion, pain, awareness. Now we're going to take the bottom of the little claw, or I call it. We're just going to hold up here. So a lot of times when you use the lift, there are some flows, but there are holds too, because we've got impedance of the skin, we've got muscles we want to go, and it's a different tissue. It's not so superficial. Now I'm kind of that moving up towards the top of that eyebrow, really getting that whole frontalis. Now I'm going to actually go to the bottom and into the scalp. I'm holding into that area. And let's go now to, again, kind of the corner of the eye. Hit all those corners holding. You can feel the flutter of the current. And then going up into the hairline. Holding. And let's go ahead and start at the other jaw. So we're going to hold right there and kind of start with the 4. I'm going to let it feeling that. And then we're going to take to the jaw, pivoting, and we're going to drag it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, back. And starting again, all 4. Pivoting to the points. Nice. And dragging it back. 2, 3, 4, all the way. And last time. And pivoting. And dragging back. 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. Now we're going to go kind of to that smile area, kind of where you can see when you smile. I'm going to put right in there, relaxing. And moving out, just kind of sandwiching that buccinator, the rhizosaurus. It starts to fill in and kind of tone that area that collapses. And holding in. Nice, and dragging out. And again to the corner of the mouth. And as you drag, really feel, kind of feel that current sandwiching in those muscles. We're going to go up to that zygomatic again, kind of anchoring with those 4. We're going to just hold in this area. And we're just kind of working it. Dragging back to the kind of outside into that temple area. Again, just kind of letting, you always hold when we're working muscle more because it's just deeper. And you have to think, kind of like LED is photons, right? And the photons given the color is a certain depth into the skin. Microcurrent, according to the manufacturer and the program, goes to different depths of the tissue, but it isn't just as easy as it sounds. It's kind of like we've got these electrons coming through these probes, and it's got to fight the impedance. And impedance can be dense skin, oil, dehydration. And so sometimes we have to be a little bit more patient. It's just because we've set it on the skin, go ahead and go to the other direction. with the 4 doesn't mean that those electrons are actually getting to the point that they're supposed to. And that's one thing that I noticed so many times looking at before and afters, or when people talk about things, we always see it in the skin because the skin's the most accessible. Even if we just are reaching the very top of the epidermis, we can create change with microcurrent. To get into that muscle requires, you know, your good machines, and then also the patience of holding. And the hydration of the skin, and, you know, so on. But let's go in over the eye, right into those 4 corners, holding. And coming out towards the side into that temple, corner of the eye, opening up that whole area. Taking those kind of those little probes on that eyebrow, holding up. Moving up into that tissue, into that forehead. So when we're doing this, you can see the current is actually going horizontally. So we're going to crosshatch. So we'll go vertically when we're finished with these other movements. And coming up, going up. Just feeding the muscle, the energy. And then we'll go in and do the lift. And coming up into the forehead. Okay, so now let's take the unit sideways, kind of holding and lifting. Now we're working the muscle vertically with the probes. So however you choose. Tony said that because these are like the exact proportion across, it doesn't matter if there is a positive or negative, that we're getting the draw. The only time is when you're working with some of his machines. If the probes are too far apart, then it helps to have, you know, one of them on top. But with this unit, that's not necessary. And coming over and lifting. Awesome. Coming over and lifting. I'm looking at all of your faces. I totally see the lift and the tone. It's always fun. We're gonna finish with my favorite, the airplane move. And that's we kind of come up and we just kind of travel up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 2 or 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, hold. And let's do the other side. Going down. And when I'm doing this, I'm pretty light on this one. I love kind of traveling up the face and just feeling the current just tickle every kind of molecule or cell of the skin. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. And again, up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. And last time. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. And push out. So there you go, guys. That is today's microcurrent with me. It was actually an hour, and I know I always say I'm going to try to do it less than an hour, but I kind of feel like we do that on our own. So when you're with me, we probably just have to do it an hour so we get in that great workout. If you have any questions, always email me. I like it. Anything you want to say? I will have more information on the new challenge coming out today, and how we're going to do it. And I always love to hear your feedback, suggestions, things you want to work on, questions you might have. Let me know. So I appreciate all of you and your time.